few things I want to cover in this episode. This is going to be in my head right now, it's going to be let me make sure my microphone's working. Cool. So I planned out this episode to be more of a serious podcast. So we'll see how long I'll stay on that one for. It's probably going to ruffle some feathers, for a lack of better terms, whatever that means. I think ruffling feathers refers to if you have like chickens and stuff and you take care of them, and when they get all excited I don't know. Or it's like when the male chicken comes in to make baby chickens with the females. The females maybe like attack each other and that they all like ruffle each other's feathers. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But I do know this podcast is going to be a more serious topic. Got my Packers sweatshirt on. I've been putting on weight. Got to really clean that up. Got to clean my diet up. I've been falling off track a little bit just with discipline, I guess. I've been kind of all over the place with my thoughts. Nothing negative. Just, I guess, a little haywire. Unorganized, I guess, would be the proper term to use. I guess just in the trenches, for a lack of better terms, with everything, with school, relationship, family stuff, a lot of family shit going on, and saw a side of me this weekend that I've never seen before. I don't want to get into it. I'm not going to get into it, but just a lot of things going on that have really made me start watching who I interact with and people that I associate myself with. I'm a big believer in that. I've always been the person who I've never understood a lot of things. There's a few things that I do know that I'm good with. Or at least I thought I was really good with. We're taught as a child, we're taught when we're younger, we're taught growing up that it's our duty as a human to be good to people. It's our responsibility to be there for people, to take care of ourselves, to assume, in many ways, that people are good. To assume that. And most people are brought up that way. We're told things like, give that person a second chance, or give that person a chance. But then on the other side of the coin, we're also told to trust your feelings, trust your gut feelings. But then when you react on a gut feeling, when you react on a first thought process of somebody or a situation, you're deemed irresponsible. We have terms in the dictionary: impulsive, irresponsible, immature. We have these negative connotations with things that we're taught to do, but on the other side of the coin, we're taught not to do. I relate a lot to it with being impulsive. I have a very impulsive personality. I think a lot of it has to do with my childhood. And one common thing, if you guys ever want to figure stuff out about yourself, just look at your childhood. Don't judge it. Don't judge your parents. Don't deem people bad. Don't deem people good. Just look at it for yourself, to figure out things for yourself. A lot of my impulsivity comes from the freedom to do what I wanted as a child. My dad and my mother instilled this thing in me where if you make a decision, don't half make a decision. Make the fucking decision. And that's something that has stuck with me my entire life. So when I do impulsive things, I don't do them and then turn away from them. I will keep on going. There's so many things in my life that I've done off the just idea of it. I mean, everything you do is an idea. But like this podcast, this was a very impulsive decision. Was it predetermined? Absolutely. But to getting all this equipment, Did I research for months at a time? Did I really look at this and be like, I want this, 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 I want this? No. No. I've never done that. I used to really overanalyze things. But now I just do things. And then I put the fire out. But you're told that that's wrong. You're told that's irresponsible. That when you grow up, that won't work for you. Now, all I'm going to say is that the people who are at the top and the most successful people mentally and physically and financially, emotionally, those people do not fight against their impulses. But when they do have an impulse, they make sure they make the best of it. And if they need to fix it, they fix it. I'm a big believer in that. I think we're taught so many things that make sense, but we're not taught that you can blend both of them. No one feels confident about having an idea in their head that may be offensive to other people. Everyone thinks it's absolutely wrong. It's absolutely disgraceful if you have an idea in your head that might be a little sexist, that might be a little wrong to another person. So what do you do? What do you do if you have an idea in your head that is wrong, politically incorrect? Do you just not talk about it? Do you not try to figure out why it's there? Do you just move on with your life? Or do you deem yourself a bad person because that's what everyone else says? That's what everyone tells you to do. Or do you take the route where you sit there and you try to figure out why the fuck that idea came up in your head so you don't do it again? Or if you do it again, you're more responsible with it. I'm a big believer in that. I say things, do things, think things that are wrong at times. Does that make me a bad person? Absolutely no way in hell. It makes me a bad person. Now, it makes me a bad person if I'm blatantly offensive to somebody and I hurt somebody without any remorse and I don't forgive myself, or if I don't apologize to the other person. We can't all be evil people. We can't all be negative people. We can all be good people with negative times and harsh things that we say or do. I'm a big believer in that. I'm a big believer in the only way of being responsible and developing maturity is to be irresponsible and to be immature. So you know what that is. How the hell are you supposed to be able to pay a mortgage, raise a family, have a successful marriage, balance out a job, start a career, run a business, and still be yourself if you don't fail in every one of those? How are you supposed to do it? How are you supposed to do it? Are you supposed to open a book and read a book and learn how to do it? Are you supposed to listen to other people to tell you how they do it? By the way, they're just telling you what worked. They're not telling you the 8, 10, 12, 15, 20 times, 100 times where it didn't work, bro. You know, I think a lot of things come with, I think we're taught not to feel special. We're taught to think that everything's bad, that everything's evil, that nothing's good, that if you're ahead in life, it's because you're privileged, or it's because you've had to step on other people's faces, or you've had to put people down. What if you didn't make it in life? Does that mean you're a bad person? No, it means you're a good person who A, had a fucking rough beginning and never got out of it, or B, sometimes you just don't take responsibility. I know that people are good. And I know that you are allowed to be confident as hell and still be open-minded to everybody. I hear people come up to me I had a gentleman come up to me and literally tell me that he thinks he thinks a relationship is ruined because he talked politics with somebody. That blew my mind. I almost had to walk away. That is the most absurd thing to say. That a relationship with somebody is going to be ruined because of politics? Because you guys can't agree on the words coming out of another man's mouth? What is like, why? What is that? That is the most absurd thing ever, man. That is crazy. That is crazy that we're living in this world where people are so damn concerned about what people are saying. That we care so much about what another person is doing when their life is fucking disorganized, when their bed isn't made, when they don't have their cards stacked in the right pile, where their daughter or son's going out and shooting up drugs, or where their marriage is falling apart, where they're about to get fired from a job. But fuck all that, right? Because, oh, did you hear what this person said about that person? What are we doing? What is happening? What are we doing? Don't do that. It's time to take responsibility for your actions. I'm 23 years old. And you know what? You can say it's cocky. You can say whatever you want because I've heard it all, man. And that's fine. I don't care. People ask me why I have a podcast because I honestly think what I have to say can help people. I'm a cocky son of a bitch. To some people, I'm the complete opposite. I'm a confident person who's helped them. I've helped people, many, many people, thousands of people, by just getting on a microphone and telling them when I fucked up. We all have a story. We've all done things. I'm 23. I've hurt people. I've hurt many people emotionally. I've never beaten somebody, but I've hurt people. I've cried. I've struggled with depression. I've struggled with many bouts of just suicide thoughts. I've struggled in relationships. I've struggled with friendships. I've struggled in school, my job, everything. I'm 23. I have a lot left to learn. And this is insert an older person saying, oh, you haven't experienced anything yet. Every time I hear that, I look at that person and say, you are absolutely right. Let's talk about it. I want to hear your perspective. Nobody wants to hear perspectives anymore. Kids my age, they don't want to listen to somebody older than them because they don't know what you're going through. Okay, cool. But you don't know what they're going through. And also, you don't know how they got through whatever they went through, bro. There's a lack of communication, not just in this country, not just in this world, but outside your fucking bedroom door, with your parents, with your sister, with yourself. You can't even take care of your room. You can't even take care of yourself. You can't even get your cards piled in a neat pile. But you're going to damn sure go out there and say this person did this because they're that. Or did you hear what that person said about this person? Or this person's a bad person because we pulled up a picture of them wearing a costume suit in 2003. Oh, but you know, if you became part of the public figure, if you got a little limelight on you, you're done, man. So before you get finished, because you're not a bad person, but you've made mistakes. You've done stupid things. So you're just going to call out everybody else. Because God forbid someone figures the truth out about you. I see it everywhere, man. And it's sad. It's hard to see. And you don't want to see it. I hate watching it, man. I sit in a classroom and my professor brings up something political, which my first instinct is, why would you do that? You can't do that at school. Are you kidding me? You can't do that. But then people just forget that they had a beautiful conversation with somebody else and they just attack. It's so fucking strange to watch. I don't do it. I do not argue with people when it comes to politics or religion. I will agree with them even if it goes against what I believe in. No, let me take that back. I won't agree with them, but I won't disagree with them. I'll let them be heard. I treat everybody like I it sounds bad, but when I talk to people, I listen to them like they're baby crying. because they just want to be heard. People just want to be heard. Why? Because people are told that they have an opinion, but the moment they share their opinion, they're told that their opinion is wrong. That is the fundamental issue that we're seeing in this entire world. When you wake up in the morning and you see Fox talking about this and you see CNN talking about this, and we're told they're right, but then the other side says that they're wrong. So then your opinion is taken from these opinions. You spout them out into the world, and you don't have an opinion. You just can remember what you heard, and then you're put into this tribe. And then when you're put in this tribe, if one member of that tribe falls apart, if one member of that tribe was out there raping people or out there killing people, it comes to you. And then everybody's destroyed. Everybody's destroyed. Pisses me off. It does. It makes, and I shouldn't be mad about it. I shouldn't be wasting my energy about it. And you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be talking on a podcast about it. But I just had this feeling when someone told me that, especially with their age, that I think I ruined a relationship because we talked politics. I almost threw up, man. Not because I really cared, but I was just so I wasn't even angry. I was just like, really? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. This is what's happening. And I was listening to a podcast with Jocko Willink and Dakota Myers, who are both heroes. Both heroes, Navy SEAL, Jocko Willink, and Marine sniper, Dakota Myers. And you listen to these people talking, they say things like these issues that we experience every day, they just don't have in other parts of the world. Most parts of the world, if not every part of the world. Besides here and maybe like Eastern Europe or Western Europe or just Europe in general. You won't go to Saudi Arabia or Syria or North Korea or China, and you won't go out on the streets and, complain because, or you won't tweet because somebody put up the OK sign with their hands and now this means white power. You just won't do it because you realize how absurd that is. That someone just said okay. There's no meaning. I'm not a fucking white supremacist because I go like this. I go like this because as a child, was okay. And you just listen to these people talking about their experiences, and what's most amazing about when you hear these people talk is that they're better at listening than I am. They'll give you their time. At least Dakota Myers will. What he was saying is that when people have issues, he'll listen to them. And honestly, this just might be my personality, but I struggle listening to people complain about things that have no volume, that have nothing to them. Just spend 30 minutes at the mall, man. Just sit 30 minutes at the mall and watch people do their thing. It's weird. It's a weird thing. I watched somebody literally cuss a 15, 16-year-old chick out at Zoomies. Just cussed her out because they couldn't return an item. This is like a 45-year-old woman yelling at a 15-year-old girl. I mean, that's your daughter. That's your daughter's age. I mean, younger than your daughter. Right? Is that just me? Am I just over judgmental? Or is that just that's confusing? I battle with it all the time because I don't know if it's happening more or if it's just broadcasted more. I've had this conversation a lot with people. I don't know. I don't. There's a great book by Steven Pinker called Enlightenment Now. and he's famous for it because he brings up a lot of facts that the world is getting better as a whole. Death, viruses, violence, hate crimes, a lot of things are getting better. But he's attacked a lot because people don't like that. People don't want to hear that things are getting better. You know, people don't want to hear that 200 years ago you weren't walking down the streets anywhere. You weren't walking anywhere without the risk of getting killed or raped. But nowadays in 2019, you can do that. You can do that. People don't want to hear that because it doesn't align with their agendas. And it doesn't align with their next accomplishment. You know, we literally have businesses out there that make money off of people going to jail. You know, there's private jails out there. I mean, I'm getting off topic here, but I mean, I'm not getting off topic. I don't have it. I'm always off topic. I fucking ate my cactus last episode. By the way, guys, thank you so much for 30 episodes. This is episode 31. I'm speechless, honestly. I'm speechless that it's doing what it's doing, and you guys are the root cause. You guys are the cause for it, and you guys are helping me more than I could ever. You guys help me more than I can ever really get you to believe how thankful I am. I mean, I'm thankful beyond measures, and yeah, I'm blessed, and you know, I've put in the work. I'm sitting down, I'm doing the podcast, and honestly, I would do these podcasts if nobody was listening, because I'll get out of this chair right now when this podcast is over, and I'll have a calmer mind. I'll feel better. I feel more grounded. I will feel smarter. I will feel like my brain has released garbage from its head. Just these thoughts running around in my head. Talking about thoughts, I want to just move into one other thing real quick. Something that I think is a serious topic. A very, very serious topic. Something that I don't think people can talk about enough, but I don't think it's possible to talk about it enough because the severity of it is so high. It's life or death. It's anxiety. It's the people who have anxiety disorders and versus people like me who don't have an anxiety disorder but experience anxiety. I know people, my girlfriend's one of them. She struggles so much with anxiety. She struggles a lot. It's not a physical illness. I mean, there's physical side effects because of it, but if you look at somebody, you won't be able to tell. You won't be able to tell. You won't be able to tell, and it's an internal thing, and there's a lot of things from childhood, not just her, but with everybody who struggle with anxiety disorders. There's people who have an anxiety disorder. They're told they have an anxiety disorder. They don't actually have it, and they can do things that take away the disorder part, and then they just struggle with anxiety. There's those people, you know? Then there's people like me who didn't even believe in anxiety disorders 4 years ago, but now is completely 100% understanding of anxiety disorder. Not because I struggle with it, but because I know people who struggle with it, and I've done a little bit of research to understand that there's actually scientific backing to having anxiety disorder. There's a chemical imbalance in your brain at birth. There's genetics that play a part in it as you grow up. There's behavior things. This book called Behave. There's literally the nurture part of anxiety and bipolar and split personality disorder and depression and all of these things. There's a reason for it. And understanding that biologically for me has helped me tremendously. So there's people like me who don't have an anxiety disorder, might struggle with anxiety for a month or a week or a day, might dip in and dip out, but I can control it. I can control it because it doesn't control me. And then there's people like her and other people that I know who have an anxiety disorder, and for so long, as a person who doesn't have it, you just want to save the other person. You just want to give them a magic pill. You just want to give them one wish, and the wish is so they don't have it anymore. You want it to be granted by a genie. But you don't. You don't have that ability. But you would never understand what they're going through. This is for everybody out there. If you know somebody who has an anxiety disorder, struggles with depression, struggles with things that could easily lead to it, lack of self-esteem, lack of family support, lack of defining events or things in their life that give them meaning, don't deny what they say. Listen to what they say. Listen to what they say. Listen to what they say. Do not give them answers to what they say, because you don't have the answer, because you don't suffer from it. So how could you give an answer to somebody if you don't have it? That's like a fish trying to teach a bird how to swim. Won't happen. But you know what you can do? That bird can listen. If they could talk, that bird could listen, or the bird could listen to the fish describe how it feels to swim. And then they can develop their own thoughts in their head on how it would be to swim. And then that fish will feel more comfortable, or then that bird will feel more comfortable with it. Be like, I like flying. Fuck swimming. I just want to fly. We have to listen to everybody so much more than we think we are. We have to give people the time of the day to talk. We got to not judge people when they talk. We have to give people our undivided attention when they do speak. And when they speak, we cannot put people down. We cannot interject our opinions immediately. And we have to let them just talk, feel comfortable, feel safe. These safe spaces, all these spaces are respected areas. I don't care what your views are on anything. I will listen to you. You could be the most absurd person in the world. I will listen to you. I will listen to you. I will listen to her. If you know anybody who suffers from it, don't make them feel guilty for having it. Don't go around telling them that they need to do this and do this and do this, because I can tell you right now, they've thought about doing it, or they've done it. Sometimes the best thing you can do to somebody is just give them your ear. Just listen to them speak. Just listen to these people speak, and let them feel heard. Let them feel heard. It's not a magic recipe. I'm not like making something up. We're told this from the day we're born. Listen to people. Let them be heard. Yeah. I think that's important. I think that's very important. I think that's very important. And I think the way society is just moving so quick on everything, the way we have like cumulative ADHD as a nation, we forget that. We run over people. Literally, we run over people in places like Manhattan. I watched someone get hit by a car in Manhattan. I was only there for a day. I was like, I spent my entire life outside of New York City and never saw someone get hit by a car. I spent 9 hours in New York City and I watched someone get hit by a car. Okay, it happens all the time. We run over people with our bikes. We stampede over people. We interrupt people. We talk over people. We don't let people speak when it's their time to speak. We always interject our opinions. We want to feel number one. We, God forbid, we're number two. And it doesn't lead to anything good. You know, you tell people that they need to build up their self-esteem and the self-confidence, but the moment that they interject an opinion that they think is right, you say it's wrong. That was me, bro. I was that guy. I hate that. I hate that. I don't like to regret things, but I do regret that. I hate knowing that I was that person who didn't let people speak. Who, if they spoke, I would speak back. Just ignorant. Ignorant as fuck, dude. Just being a dick. You know, I think it's because you want to give people a path to walk on that will make it easier for that will lead to a healthier daily life. And because you think that that's the right thing to do. But you're not really, at least in my case, you don't come to the understanding that sometimes option B should be option A. And that option is just to shut up and sit down and open up your mind to people and cultures. You know, I think we don't, especially in this country, as fucking beautiful and perfect, not perfect, but as beautiful and as great this country is, we, at least the people I know, the world I live in, we're not accepting of cultures. You know, we judge people by what they eat. You know, I see people flinch when they see another when like I watched, there's a show called Anthony Bourdain, or it wasn't Anthony Bourdain, it was the other guy. Exotic food around the world with something or Andrew Zimmer, maybe Andrew Zimmer, I think that's his name. But I would watch that show with people sometimes, and they would literally have like a gag reflex when we're watching this one, like I think it was in Mexico or something, or Paraguay, I don't know, Paraguay or Peru maybe, one of those countries, fucking so American to say, wow, one of those countries, one of those places down there. Yo, I hate that we call South America, so we have South America, we have North America, and people refer to the area that separates those two, that, you know, Mexico and Argentina, top of Venezuela and Costa Rica and all these places. I hate when people call that Central America. Like, bro, that's not that's like North America. Like, you know, that like that Canada, United States, Mexico, like that's, you know, that's Central America isn't a continent. Come on, bro. Basic geography here. Watch me be wrong with that. Anyways, I digress. By the way, when I go like this, it's because I'm looking. There's my recorders over there, like my voice thing that records audios right there. I have a stutter like nobody else in the world, dude. I stutter so bad. So bad. And I forget all the time. Oh, anyways, yeah. So I'm watching the show with somebody. I forget who I was with. I don't remember. But they showed this scene of these people eating like cockroaches. No, not cockroaches. Maybe it was cockroaches. I think it was cockroaches. It was some type of insect, and they were crunching. It was like, I don't know. How can I do it? It's like something like that. Kind of like that. And these people like flinch, like, oh, that's nasty. I mean, they look kind of good. They're like dipped in chocolate. I don't know. They didn't look bad at all. And like, I like crunchy food. Like, I love chips. There's something about crunch. I like it. It like keeps my, like, I'm it's like I'm more focused with the food because there's more parts of my brain that are firing. Like, Oh yeah, the crunch and the taste, like wow. Sometimes you eat things like that's why like yogurt and Jello is so boring to eat because you just eat them and like it's just like it's like requires no work. You just swallow. But like crunching is like exciting. It's like a fucking party. It's like a rave. I'm so out of touch. Um, yeah, I look over. I pause. I'm like, what's nasty? And like they're eating crickets. I'm like, yeah, they're eating crickets. Like they're eating an insect with chocolate. Like chocolate's good. They're like that's so nasty. So it must have been a dude if I'm talking like that. They're like that's so nasty. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Get your horses, put them back in the barn. Let's talk about our diet, especially in Maryland. Ew, don't eat crickets. That's disgusting. Oh, so nasty. Okay, well, what did you eat this past summer? What did you eat at a cookout near the water? Crabs. Okay, so you ate crabs, which are basically a cricket. I mean, it's basically a spider. It's like a tarantula, except tarantulas eat food like meat. Spider or crabs will eat garbage off the ground, and they and then when we eat them, we like. Would you peel the skin off, the shell off of a tarantula, and then just eat the meat? Like that makes me just queasy thinking about. Would you do that? And I asked this person, they're like, no, that's disgusting. Why would you do that? I was like, okay, so you do that with crabs. Like, you gotta understand, like, this is why this book right here is so interesting to me. Behave. Like, the things that we do as a child literally is part of us as we grow up. It becomes us. We become so just numb to it. Like, it's part of routine. And then we judge other people for what they do that's different than us. And I was like, and then I'm like, well, what about shrimp? I don't know if you guys have ever peeled shrimp, but when I used to work at the restaurant, we would get shrimp in every once in a while from the people that we got our shrimp from. And anyway, so that led to like, dude, that's a cricket is less strange than you eating a fucking 8-legged spider with claws that looks like something from a different planet. You know, looks like something from a different planet. We rip off the fucking shell, throw it away, and then we dissect this thing, rip the guts out. We eat the meat, and then out of the legs, then we suck on the leg. Literally, people when eat crabs, they go to get the juices, quote unquote, out of the crab. Like that is the strangest thing in the world. Imagine if an alien came down right during the middle of our little festival of eating crab and just watched us. You guys are the epitome of evil. Like humans are the epitome of evil. If I was an alien, I saw that. I was like, what are you doing? Stop sucking the fucking the juices out of the leg of the crab. Do you know what they ate 2 weeks ago? They were eating a used diaper from a baby. Put it down. Like it's weird. It's weird stuff. I love them though. I love crabs. I won't eat them though because when I do get anxious, I eat my fingers, which is weird. I bite all my fingernails off and I bleed everywhere. And yeah, I shouldn't do that. But yeah, so it's weird. And so you just So you just got to be culturally minded. You just got to be aware that you have things that you do that are weird as hell, that are fucking strange. Like, just thinking about, I had a conversation with my friend one time, and he's an African-American guy, and I asked him, like, during the summer, and I was like, dude, you never wear short sleeves and short shirt, and, like, short sleeves and shorts. I was like, that's so weird, because to me, like, that's what you do, because I want to get a tan. And he's like, no, I don't do that because I just burn. I was like, yeah, I'm so ignorant. I'm like, you burn? He's like, yeah, I burn. Like, but you just can't see it. I was like, oh. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Because if you got really dark skin, you can't even tell if you're burning. You know, but you still get burned. Like, the light still fucks you up too. And if anything, if you're really, really dark, I guess, a dark African American gentleman or female or lady, gentleman or lady that has a very dark skin of African American, you're gonna burn even more, and you're not gonna see it. And also, the sun's gonna hit you harder because of your skin color. So I was like, holy shit, I'm so ignorant. And my dumbass is out there literally just arms open, legs open, just letting my skin suck in the one thing that could blow up a whole world, the sun. Just, if the sun gets angry, just shoots out one ball of fire. Everything we know is just done. Just like any nuclear bomb that you can think of that Russia or North Korea or we have, or China or any other place, would be a little baby bomb to if the sun just decided to lose its fucking mind one day. Like if the son came home drunk from the bar one day and just started beating on his wife and got fucking angry, we would be dead. But yeah, you just really got to be culturally aware of other things, because you're not the center of the world and the world doesn't revolve around you. And also, understanding other cultures is a beautiful thing, right? It's a beautiful thing. It allows you to make deeper relationships with people, have deeper friendships, deeper romantic relationships. Just makes you a better person. So back to the shrimp thing. Like, we used to get these shrimp, and sometimes it would come veined. So not deveined. We would have to devein them. And you also got to clean them. So there's this vein that would be the same process. There's this vein that comes, it starts like on the top, just barely underneath the skin. So if you open, so you would also take the shell off. So you got to take the shell off. We would do hundreds of these. I probably deveined thousands of shrimp at the restaurant. The more I talk about the restaurant, the more I realize how much I was happy when I left, because I didn't like the job, I guess, in the terms of it just sucked the life out of me, because I was there so much, but I learned so much from that job. I learned how to work hard. I learned that I was a different person, that I worked harder than most people, and at least when it came to occupation, I learned how to work. I learned how to deal with people that I didn't like. I learned how to listen to people get angry. I learned how to speak to people. I learned how to work long hours and still be a decent person. I learned how to budget money. I learned a lot of things. And a lot of my things that I bring up on this podcast stem from that job. And, I learned how to manage people. I learned how to work with people maybe I wouldn't get along with outside of work, but this is work and we have to just deal with it. I also realized how lucky I was to listen to just some of the coworkers I talked to, some of their stories of their life that just made me feel like, holy shit, I'm a fucking asshole because of what I have. And then dealing with customers and just seeing people who just strung out on heroin. From an early age, just like, holy fuck, man. And not even early in the sense of like actually early, but like 16, 15, 17. Just going like, damn, dude. That kid's younger than me and he's passed away. Like that. That's never something you want to see. But anyways, back to the shrimp. So if you peel off the shrimp, which we would have to do with the shell, you have to peel off the shell of the shrimp. There's this little vein that runs along the top of it. So like here is the shrimp right here. I guess you could see with my finger. You can't see it if you're on audio. But like there's this shrimp right here. And then this right here would be like, I guess the head, and the tail would be back here. You take off the shell, and then there's this one vein that runs up the middle of my finger here, or the shrimp, all the way back to the butt. And you would have to peel it off. And as you took it off, there was, I guess, I don't know what it was, but it looked like dirt. It looked like poop. You would have to scrape that out. And then so you would have to mutilate it. You had to take the shell off. You had to literally take its shit out of its fucking body or whatever that was, pull its legs off, and then rip off the legs on the underneath where it swims, like swims around like that, just around the ocean. And you would eat it. Throw it in the steamer a little bit, pull it out, put some cocktail sauce and like sugar, like horseradish sugar ketchup. Put a little bit of tartar sauce in there. A little tartar sauce relish in Thousand Island. I think that's what tartar sauce was. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? Soybean oil. Everything's soybean oil. Then you just eat it with like onions. And I was telling this person, I was like, you eat those things. Like, that's so wild. I mean, that, like, after that, you can't judge anybody for eating anything. Especially with the things that you eat. If you live near the ocean, you eat some wild things. Anything out of the ocean's like a fucking solar system in itself. Like, it doesn't make sense. The whole world down there doesn't make sense. Like, it's so crazy to me that we know a lot of species live on land, and we still have not discovered hundreds of thousands, or probably maybe not that many, but like hundreds, if not thousands of species. And we can walk on land. We can go anywhere on land. We can fly over any part on land. If we're still like out of the loop on so many of those creatures, imagine the world that's going on in the ocean. That is as alien as it gets, man. That is as alien as it gets. We have no idea what is down there. We have no idea. Like, you know how people say there's like 2 or 3 animals left, and we're trying to mate them, or we're trying to like genetically modify a baby for them so they don't go extinct? We only know that because we can like look on land and be like, oh, we can't literally find this animal anymore. We don't know shit about that like in the ocean. Like, let's say there's a megalodon down there, the biggest shark thing, monster, devil-looking fish ever. And let's say it's extinct. Okay, so it's extinct. Cool. And we know it existed because we have bones of it. We have, there's real evidence to show that we have it, that it existed. Now, we say that it's gone. It's not there anymore. But every once in a while, we say the same thing about like land animals, and then we find one. We go, oh, it's not extinct. There's one right here on this little island here somewhere that's never been touched, that we've never discovered. How could you confidently, 100%, with 100% confidence say this thing doesn't exist anymore in the oceans? You can't. It's impossible. We don't know the oceans. I mean, there's almost 8 billion people just on the land of this stupid rock. Like, on our rock that's not covered by water, there's 8 billion fucking chimp hybrid humans living on it. We're everywhere. And we still fail at saying something is extinct. And we find it again. And when it comes to oceans, dude, we know nothing. Nothing, dude. That is so barbaric to me. That is the most outrageous. I don't know why. It just blows my mind. But it does. It literally blows my mind. That we know nothing about the ocean. But we like to think we know everything about the ocean. I mean, heck, that's what humans do. We love to think that we know a lot of things. When in reality, what we know is not too much. Like, we don't know too much about a lot of things. But we want to believe that we do. So we do. And then we say things that are stupid. Then we apologize for what we did. I don't know. I do know. I think for the president, I really like the Asian guy, Andrew Yang. I like him a lot. I don't know. I respect him a lot because he goes on these podcasts and he talks. He said something about putting a tax on meat, which that'll make America weak again. Oh, I'm so lame. Why do you guys listen to me talk? Why? Tell me why, because that was so lame. Yeah, that'll make people weak. Like, you need meat to survive, bro. It's just kind of how we're designed to eat meat. That's what we do. There's a reason why we suck on our parents' or our mom's tits when we're younger, because of proteins, animal protein, which is our mom. Our mom's an animal. There's a reason why you're not sucking down some almond milk. You're not sucking on an almond when you're a baby. You don't see people out there just sucking off a goat. Wait, a cashew. Cashew goat. It's close. You don't see them sucking on a cashew saying, oh, this is good protein milk. Nah, dude, animal milk's probably the best. I still don't drink milk, though, because I think sucking on anything to get liquid out of it's a little weird. Take that as you want it. I don't know what I've just said. But yeah, I like him because he has a slogan called Math. Make America Think Harder, which I love. And also, he goes on all these podcasts. He's not afraid to talk. I like people who are not afraid to talk and just ruffle people's feathers. I like that. I don't know why it excites me, but not even like I don't like it, but I like when people have an opinion and they're not afraid to share it, as long as it's not like fucking stupid. Like, I don't know. What the fuck do I know, man? I do know I'm going to finish the podcast up here. We're about over 50 minutes long. I want to hit 1 hour podcast, but I don't want to just ramble on and talk about nothing, but 50 minutes is fine. It's still a decent amount of time talking to myself in my room, in the corner of my bedroom, looking at chimps out of my right corner of my eye with Bruce Springsteen and a brain behind me. But I'm going to end this episode here, guys. This is episode 31. You guys are beautiful. I love every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you guys like this video, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Please leave it a rating. Hit the notification bell. Please tell your friends and family about it. Share it on all your social media platforms if you want to. Email it to somebody. Fucking take a pencil and paper out. Take down the URL. Write down the URL. Put a letter on it. Send it to your Grammy in South Dakota. Let her know about it. Make Grammy go, whoa, this boy is stupid. Why'd you send me this, little granddaughter? This guy's a fucking idiot. Let them say that about me. That's fine. Or, if you guys listen to this audio, give it a rating, dude. It takes 2 seconds. Leave it a rating. Let me know what you think about it. If you hate it, let me know you hate it. Just let me know why you hate it. You know, if you like something, people say why they like it. But if you hate something, people don't ever say why they hate it. Or if they try to, they get so heated up within the first seconds. They're like, I fucking hate it because of it. And then they just start speaking a different language. Let me know why you don't like it, though. But if you do like it, let me know why you like it. That helps me a lot, too. That helps me a lot. I'm going to go ahead and shut this podcast out, guys. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Have a beautiful weekend. Thank you. I'll see you guys on episode 32. Episode 31 is out. See you guys.